I'm seeing Oasis live for the 7th time on August the 24th at Rogers Stadium in Toronto. And in the lead up to the show, I've been reminiscing about the other times that I saw Oasis live and the incredible memories of seeing one of the best bands of all time live in the flesh. This is the 6 times I saw Oasis live, a Superfan Story. April 29th, 2000 at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. The first time I saw Oasis live was on the Standing on the Shoulder of Giants tour in Toronto. I had already been a huge Oasis fan by this time. I was 16 years old the first time I saw them live. I've been a fan since I was about 12 when Morning Glory came out in 1995, but I was a little bit too young to see Oasis live and buy my own tickets, and nobody was going to buy tickets for me during the other tours for the first 3 records, although I wish I had seen Oasis live on those tours in smaller venues in Toronto like the Horseshoe Tavern and Lee's Palace, but I was a little bit too young. So when they finally came in 2000, I was 16 years old. I was the right age to go see them live. We got tickets to go see Oasis. I went with my friends Anthony, Andrew, and Greg, and I guess this was maybe one of the sillier memories of the show, but I remember the distinct smell of weed and people dancing and having fun in the stands. I still have the concert program that I picked up at the show. I picked up a poster as well, but I don't think I have that poster anymore, and I actually showed this program in some of my other videos here on the channel. And then actually the opener for this show was Travis, the Scottish band Travis, who later became one of my favorite UK bands. I remember picking up their album The Man Who not long after seeing the band live at Maple Leaf Gardens opening up for Oasis, and Travis and Oasis had some connections as well. Noel Gallagher went on stage with them and played on a live version of All I Want to Do Is Rock, and then on there was the song Writing to Reach You from the Man Who album, which had that Wonderwall riff and that Wonderwall reference in it. So there was a lot of connections between Travis and Oasis, and in hindsight, that was a great double bill to see Travis open up for one of my other favorite bands, obviously my favorite band of all time, Oasis. And this was actually the last live concert, the last main live concert that was held at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Obviously, a very famous venue. It was the home of the Toronto Maple Leafs for many, many years, and then it became a grocery store, which is what it is still to this day. But that's actually really cool. I didn't think that was the last concert, the last main concert held at Maple Leaf Gardens, but that was something I found out as I was doing research for videos on this channel. And taking a look at the set list for the show at Maple Leaf Gardens, it's a very Standing on the Shoulder of Giants heavy set list. Obviously, Walking on Stage to Fucking in the Bushes, which became the band's signature entrance music. But there's also some really great picks from Standing on the Shoulder of Giants on here, like Go Let It Out and Who Feels Love, Where Did It All Go Wrong, which is one of my favorite tracks from that record, as well as Gas Panic. And then in terms of the other songs on the set list, it's a really balanced set list with a lot of great Oasis hits. Obviously, Supersonic, Shaker Maker, Acquiesce, Roll With It, Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger, Cigarettes and Alcohol, Live Forever, and they close it off with Rock and Roll Star in the encore. So I think this set list is a great balance between Oasis hits and, of course, the new songs at the time that were on Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. Before we continue, guys, if you like this video, you like what I'm doing here on the channel, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd very much appreciate that. Make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and make sure to share this video online with your friends and fellow Oasis fans. All right, let's get back to it. May the 22nd, 2001 at the Molson Amphitheater in Toronto. This was on the tour of Brotherly Love, the tour that Oasis did with the other Brotherly bands, the Black Crowes and Space Hog. And when it came to getting tickets for the show, I actually didn't get them myself. My mom, Robin Sino, went down to get tickets for me and my friends because I was still a youngin' at the time. I had to go to school. So my mom, who's awesome, thank you, Robin. We appreciate it. We love you for getting us those tickets back in the day. She actually went down to the box office at Cops Coliseum in downtown Hamilton because this was before online sales. You actually still had to go to the box office, and she lucked out. She actually got into a draw to see who would get tickets first. She got tickets first, and she got us front row tickets to Oasis. I still can't believe it. It's one of the coolest things that's ever happened. And in terms of actually going to the show, one of the memories I have is getting soaked from the rain going into the show. It was pouring outside as people were entering the venue. I remember I was entirely soaked and wet the entire concert, but I didn't care because it was a revelation seeing Oasis play front row. You know, I said back then, I've said today, that I was so close to the band that I could see Liam spit. And I know that might be gross for some people, but I was being baptized in rock and roll. And I actually did a video here on the channel on the day before the show at the Molson Amphitheater when I went to go see Noel Gallagher and Space Hog at the Edge Studios in downtown Toronto. I got to meet and take a picture with the singer of Space Hog, but when it came to meeting Noel and getting his autograph, I made a video here on the channel about how I wasn't able to get his autograph. I was right in front of him asking him to sign my Be Here Now CD, but he passed me over and signed my friend Paul's guitar instead, which was awesome for him, but I was super disappointed. Thankfully, I saw Oasis live front row the next day, and that completely made up for it. And this was the only Oasis show that I saw them with Steve White on drums, who is the brother of Oasis drummer at the time, Alan White. Alan was injured, so Steve filled in for him. He was Paul Weller's longtime drummer, and I thought Oasis sounded great with Steve White on drums. He had a punch to him. He had a great feel and a great kick to what he was doing on the drums. And the songs like Columbia, he sounded absolutely incredible. So I thought that Oasis sounded great with Steve White on drums. My only disappointment with the tour of Brotherly Love has nothing to do with Oasis. It's missing most of the Black Crowes set because my friends and I, we were super wet. Oasis had finished. I wasn't yet a big fan of the Black Crowes at the time because I became a huge fan of them later on. But we were really wet and wanted to get out of there. So we missed the rest of the Black Crowes set. And, you know, in hindsight, I wished that we had stayed for the entire thing, but we were silly kids at the time. And in terms of the set list, this was a co-headlining show with the Black Crowes, so Oasis didn't play a super long set, but in terms of the 12 songs they did play, I thought it was a great balance, great Oasis tunes. Go Let It Out, Columbia, like I said, sounded great with Steve White on drums, Morning Glory, Fade Away, Acquiesce, Gas Panic. They even put Step Out in there, which is a live track that you don't hear very much from Oasis, and then ending with I Am the Walrus. I thought this was a great kind of short Oasis set, but seeing them front row was really something else. August 17th, 2002 at the Molson Amphitheater in Toronto. For some reason, I can't find the ticket stub. This was Oasis on the Heath and Chemistry tour in the summer of 2002. I still have the program that I picked up at that show. And then I also got this poster here from that show as well. And what I can remember from this one is that my friends and I, we went with a big group of people. We had lawn seats at the Molson Amphitheater, which is now called the Budweiser stage, by the way, if you're from Toronto. Yeah, so we had the lawn seats at the Molson Amphitheater, but we wanted to see the band closer. So we kind of did a sketchy thing. We went and sat in people's seats until the people for those seats came to claim them. And we ended up watching the show, one of the aisles. It was kind of weird, kind of stupid, but we were just kids. I believe Sam Roberts Band, Soundtrack of Our Lives, and Sloan opened up this show. People can remind me in the comments. I remember there being quite a few openers for the show. Seeing Oasis, that show, it was pretty cool. Maybe not as cool as when I saw them front row the year before, but I do remember really loving the version of Wonderwall that Noel performed at the time because it was in the style of Ryan Adams, who was an artist who did a Wonderwall cover, and then Noel did a cover of a cover, but I really enjoyed that version of Wonderwall. And it may not be up there with like the best time I saw Oasis, but come on, it was Oasis. It was still a pretty damn solid. Taking a look at the set list for the show, of course, they walked on stage to Fucking in the Bushes. They opened up with Hello, which is actually the song they've been opening up with on their reunion tour. This had some great picks from Heath and Chemistry, which was the new album at the time, like The Hindu Times, Hung in a Bad Place, Stop Crying Your Heart Out, Little by Little. They even played Better Man, Force of Nature, Born on a Different Cloud. Actually, quite a few tracks from Heath and Chemistry, and then in between those tracks, the usual stuff, Go Let It Out, Columbia, Morning Glory, Acquiesce, ended off the original set, the first set, and then they played Wonderwall Acoustic, that Ryan Adams-esque version, Don't Look Back in Anger, some might say, and then ending off with the Who cover, My Generation. June 17th, 2005 at the Molson Amphitheater in Toronto. This was on the Don't Believe the Truth tour in 2005. I picked up a concert program at the time that I still have and to this day, and I went with my good buddy Ryan, who I've had here on the channel. We've talked about Oasis, we've talked about the Beatles. He's a big Oasis fan as well. We're going to the reunion show together coming up on August 24th, and let me just say that we kind of upgraded our tickets with one of the fine people on the outside of the establishment. So we had better seats, and it was actually a really, really good show. Jet opened up the show. They were kind of on the rise at the time with their album Get Born, which was huge at the time. And I loved the songs they played on this tour as well. And the set list was pretty awesome for Don't Believe the Truth, opening up with Fucking in the Bushes as the walk-on song. Some great songs from the album Turn Up the Sun, which is a great great Oasis opener, Lila, Love Like a Bomb, The Importance of Being Idle, The Meaning of Soul, A Bell Will Ring, Mucky Fingers. They played quite a few songs from the record and then filled it out with a lot of great Oasis classics like Bring It On Down, which was great to hear, Morning Glory, Cigarettes and Alcohol, Live Forever, Champagne Supernova, Rock and Roll Star, and another set ending off with My Generation. March 20th, 2006 at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. This was also on the Don't Believe the Truth tour, the extended Don't Believe the Truth tour. Finally didn't see Oasis at the Molson Amphitheater. This one was at an arena, the Air Canada Centre, now known as Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. On the Don't Believe the Truth tour, the Arctic Monkeys opened up this show, which was pretty cool. I wasn't really into them at the time, but I became a huge Arctic Monkeys fan later on. I love them now, so it was really cool to see them at that time. And this was actually the first time I saw Oasis in an arena in Toronto since Maple Leaf Gardens in 2000. And this is actually a poster that I picked up at that show at the Air Canada Centre in 2006. One of my favorite Oasis posters and a staple and something you have to have here in the Rock Room. And I remember this being a really, really good show. I remember Liam's voice sounded awesome. The band was in top form. Again, the set list relying heavily on songs from Don't Believe the Truth, but then some really solid stuff in between. They played the Master Plan at this one, Songbird, Live Forever, all the classics, Supersonic, and again, ending with that cover of My Generation. And the last time that I saw Oasis, September the 7th, 2008, at the Virgin Festival in Toronto. I remember going with my friend Ryan to this show at the Virgin Festival in Toronto. It was on Toronto Island, so you had to take a ferry to get out to the island. And this was Virgin Festival, actually some pretty crazy lineups that they had for this festival back in the day. Oasis actually played the second night of the Virgin Festival on September the 7th, but the night before, September the 6th, the Foo Fighters headlined a show. So you don't really see, at least here in Canada and Toronto, you don't see festivals with headliners like that anymore. But yeah, we went to Toronto Island, and really, this was an incredible lineup for somebody like me who's a huge Brit rock fan. A trio of amazing Brit rock bands played that night. It was Stereophonics, Paul Weller, and Oasis. It was like a holy trinity of British rock. And of course, this was the infamous gig where Noel Gallagher was pushed over on stage by a drunken fan who managed to get their way on stage. Noel Gallagher broke a rib. I didn't know what was happening at first. There was a big kerfuffle. The band stopped playing. I didn't know what was going on. And then we found out that Noel Gallagher broke a rib, which was horrible. That fan became the enemy of every Oasis fan that night. And then, you know what? Thankfully, even though he was really hurt, Noel Gallagher and the band came back on stage, but you could tell that the momentum of the gig was a little bit hurt because Noel Gallagher was hurt. And that resulted in me and Ryan leaving slightly early from the show to catch the ferry back to the mainland in Toronto. I didn't think it would be the last time that I would see Oasis live until the reunion tour coming up in Toronto. If I had known that, I never would have left. And taking a look at the set list for the show at Virgin Festival, very much leaning on Dig Out Your Soul, which was the new album at the time. So songs like The Shock of the Lightning, To Be Where There's Life, which was really cool to hear. I remember hearing that one, Falling Down. And then a smorgasbord of Oasis classics, including Morning Glory, which was song number 10. And that was the song when Noel Gallagher got pushed over by the drunken fan. Thankfully, Noel Gallagher ended up being okay. But this would be the last time that I saw Oasis live. And I'm looking forward to seeing them live once again, reunited and as great as ever on August 24th at Rogers Stadium in Toronto. And that is it, guys. Those are my 6 times that I saw Oasis live. I can't wait to see them again for the 7th time on August 24th at Rogers Stadium in Toronto. It's coming up really soon, but now it's your turn. Hop in the comments below. Let me know your memories of seeing Oasis live. Is this the first time you've seen Oasis live on their Live 25 reunion tour? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, you like what I'm doing here on the channel, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd very much appreciate that. Make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and make sure to share this video online with your friends and fellow rock fans. But I'll see you guys again for another Oasis video here on the channel. Until then, rock on, everybody.